What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is my plan with me for March. We're just gonna get right into it. So this is the bullet journal that I use. This is a Leuchtturm 1917 and this one is like a special edition one that my friend Heather got me. So I don't think that they actually sell this one anymore, but we're gonna do a quick flip through of my February spread and then I will do a voiceover while I'm doing my March spread so that way I can tell you guys exactly why I set things up the way that I do. I am a functional bullet journal person. I love planning functionally. I want my bullet journal to be able to be used. I'm not one of those like super artsy people where I draw a lot of like doodles and all that type of stuff. Like literally this is like the only hand lettering you'll see me do, and then the rest of my spreads are like to-do lists. So if that's how you do your planning and your bullet journaling, I think that you will actually like my spreads a lot. I set them up really just like clean and just, you know, there's just not a lot of stuff going on. And if there is a lot of stuff going on, I know where I can write it down and I don't have to like, you know, draw flowers and do stuff like that. I do have some special like actual reading spreads. So I have like a reading stats spread, my ARC spreads and stuff like that. So if you're not familiar with those spreads already, then I will link my playlist up here for you guys so you can check out my January and February like actual bullet journal setup, because that's where I went through those. If you want to just see a quick like flip through of it, I will flip through those actual things again. So my like 2020 stats, my anticipated releases, my ARC spreads, those types of things. So the supplies that I use, I actually will have linked down below in the description box for you guys to check out on Amazon if you want to check those out. I'm not going to talk about them here today because I talked about them in a lot of my other videos. So let's just go ahead and get right into the video. All right, everybody, let's look through our February spread before we actually start setting up for March. This is a February. And I have my calendar here where I put my work schedule here on the left hand side, and I had the days of the week, and then I put any type of thing that was happening in my personal life. I have my personal February to do and my goals for February, which I have not crossed out yet because we still have a couple days left of February. I have my Weeby book and stuff here, which is actually my Facebook online book club. And so these were the buddy reads that I was doing for this month. These are all of the events that we have going throughout the month. And then this is my to-do list of things that I have to do because there's a lot of stuff to run in the book club and I have a lot of admins to help me. And so I have to keep track of all of that stuff to keep the book club running. Then I have notes for an admin call. So like I said, it's for the book club that I run and I write down all the things that we have to talk about within the month, and then we have a call about that. And then these are the YouTube ideas that I did. So I broke it up into two different categories because I have a main channel and a book channel. So these were the ideas that I had for my main channel. These were the videos that I had for my book channel. And then I would check mark them off once they were finished. Then this was the 2020 stats that I created. This is actually for the whole year. And so I put a little tab up top here so I could easily find it even when I'm, you know, in the back of my journal later on in the months. So far, I just put my January stats and I also colored them. So I'm gonna do a different month each color. And so that way you can easily see like how many of each genre I read in each month. And so I'm really excited to see like how this is gonna look after it's all done and finished at the end of the year. Then this is my wrap up spread. So I did it this way, and these are the books that I've read so far. This was my TBR. So I really like this because it's kind of like a check off type of thing. It lets me know like what are my top priority, and then my wrap ups right here, which is really nice also. Then this is an anticipated releases spread. I went ahead and highlighted the ones that I already read, and then I have a little highlighted dot next to the ones that I actually own. So that way I know like I either have it on NetGalley, I have a physical copy, something like that, and then that way I can actually read it and then highlight it. And so it's really cool to like look at this. And then I also keep adding more for the second half of the year. Then we just go into my actual like weekly spreads. And so my weekly spreads, I usually use like a little highlighter. I just pick whatever color I'm doing for the month and I just make little dots. So that way when I actually finish it, I can cross it out. Or if I don't need to do it at all anymore, I just put a line through it. And I really like, before I actually used just the black pen to do my little dots. And to me, it just looks a lot better to have like the colored marker or highlighter do the dots. It just looks like so much nicer. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I just like love the way it turned out. So I'm gonna be doing that for now. So I actually didn't have a whole bunch of stuff to do because I was working a lot. So I usually only really get stuff done on my days off because I have a 2-hour drive every day to go to work. So when I go to work, it's kind of like a whole day type of thing. So I do have this blank for that way I can finish the rest of February on one page and do my February like no spend wrap up on this page. So I saved that. If you guys want to see my January one, this is just what I kind of did for my January no spend. I added up everything that we spent and then I kind of highlighted it into categories of like bills, subscriptions, extra expenses, and then figured out our total savings at the bottom. So I'm gonna be doing that again for February, but I'm waiting until the end of the month. And then we have March. So this is actually already done, but we're going to go slide over and I'm going to set it all up and explain to you guys how I set it up or why I set it up different ways. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll do just a quick little flip through and then we're done. So we're starting out with my March spread, and I really like having this like vertical calendar. It just works out so well, and I can leave space on the left hand side in order for me to write down my work schedule, and then on the right side I can write any type of things that I need to remember, whether it be important holidays, maybe trips I'm going on, things I need to get done by a certain time. I mean, really, you can write anything on that right hand side. So this first spread is all about my personal life. So even that calendar is my personal calendar, my to-do list that I'm writing down, and my goals. These are all of my personal things that I'm going to be working on for March. I like doing monthly goals so that way I don't have to write up a bunch of New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year and then not stick to them. So I like doing monthly goals instead, and that way I just kind of focus on what I'm doing for the month. As you guys can see, I am trying out some of the mild liners that I have because I wasn't sure exactly what colors I wanted to go for March. So I'm using the green one and then this like mint light teal one. I think that it goes really well because green is not my favorite color, but I like the color combination of the green and this like mint together. So that's what my color theme is going to be for March. Now, this next calendar I'm working on is going to be for my actual book club and all the things I have to get done or all of the events that are happening within the book club. The reason I didn't set this up the exact same as my personal calendar is because last month I felt like I was always looking at the same thing and I would get a little mixed up. So I'm trying to make them look very different so that way I could easily flip through that page and just kind of see what is going on. I'm also a very visual person, so I wanted to try out actually having a calendar to look at so I could look and see what was happening. If it was on a weekend or a weekday, it was a little bit easier for me to do it this way. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. I'm just trying it out for this month, so I'll let you guys know when I actually set up for April and I do my March flip through. Then I have my webebookn page, which is to do on the left and admin call on the right. I decided to just put it on one page again. I had extra space in February and I don't like to waste space. Then I have my YouTube ideas for my main channel and my book channel. I haven't written out any of my video ideas yet, and so that is something I have to work on later, but I like having my ideas and even just potential dates that my videos are going to go up so that way I can really look at my calendar and figure out when I need to film and edit for those. Now I'm working on my wrap up spread for March, and I changed this wrap up spread in February and I ended up really loving it. It works hand in hand with my big stats for the whole entire year because I put some of the same kind of categories, I guess, in here as I needed. So whether it's a new author, what age it is, those types of things like the publishing date. But I also really like it because it's easy for me to do my wrap-ups at the end of the month now because I have all of that information
in my 2020 stats and also in this wrap up. So I'm probably going to continue keeping it like this. This is also kind of how my ARC spread is. That layout works really well for when I have to write down different books. I also have a space for me to put my March TBR there on the right hand side, and I like having those together in one spread. Now I'm working on a Whole30 meals type of spread. It's not really anything fancy, but what I decided to do was to go through the cookbooks that I wanted to use for my Whole30 challenge. If you don't know, I will actually link it up above, but I have a Whole30 challenge that I'm doing on my main channel, and so it's like eating very healthy. It's kind of like really focusing on the foods that you're eating. So I don't know if you guys are health freaks like me, but I will have that linked above for you guys to check out if you're interested. But for this, I'm just looking at my cookbooks that have like Whole30 type approved recipes, and I just went ahead and wrote out all the recipes that I kind of want to do over the month. On the right hand side, I have like a Pinterest category. So I'm gonna look through Pinterest and see if there's any recipes on there that I wanna make. And so this is kind of a whole month spread. So all I have to do is look at it and see what I'm hungry for within the week or what I wanna make for my husband. And I can just pull it off of there, maybe like highlight it once I've made it, something like that. It's just kind of like a big list so that later on I don't have to go through all of my cookbooks again and find stuff that I want to make every single week. So I've never made something like this before, but we're gonna see. And so hopefully it will work really well for March. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the full flip through.
Alright guys, that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Definitely give it a big thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see anything else particular to my bullet journal or anything that I haven't been showing you guys, because I'm totally open for that, but I feel like I show you everything. Hope all of your March spreads turn out absolutely beautiful, and I hope that you get a lot of things done in March. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon in another video. Bye everyone.